You look amazing
Yeah.
tonight, by the way.
Thank you.
Seriously, you really did this.
Somebody's going to blush in a
Oh,
minute.
stop. How would you feel if someone tried to like kiss you on the first night? Question.
Hey guys, welcome to Little Black Book 91. Listen, quick things. Quick things. Okay, quick things. Giving you guys a quick review. I'm not going to focus on the whole show. The whole show was a madness. I love what they did with the beginning of the show where they put them into groups and they had to choose who they felt was most compatible to be in a relationship. Now, for me personally, I'm going to focus on Mimi and focus on Ayo. The Rizz is on 100. Ayo, beautiful. What I like about Ayo is that the guy can blend with the white folk and the black folk. He's got a good blend. He's not somebody who you think to yourself, he too on the white cultured side, but he also got the blackness in him too. And then I heard a little Nigerian come out too, so I was like, okay, he's got a good blend. He's gonna be dangerous on the show because he can mingle between both groups. But I love how they both went on to feel for each other, right? Now I want to focus on something because I want to pay attention to a word called boundaries, okay? And this word called boundaries is really important. Boundaries is literally where you believe your needs and your wants, and you're able to respect them and you know what they are. And you're able to express them in some shape or form. Well, actually that goes to us being able to, say what our needs are. But in essence, boundaries is what's my needs, what's my wants, how do I respect them, how do I respect your needs and your wants as well, right? And we're able to let things in and let things out. We're able to let people know what our actual needs are. Now, the powerful thing about this situation is that I saw a conversation between Ayo and Mimi, and I said, if Mimi doesn't pay attention, she could easily fall here. And I'm going to show you what I mean really quickly. Watch this part of the video, okay?
I'd say it's the first night.
Okay.
Let's wait.
Yeah. Would you pause that? You'd stop that.
I'd probably, yeah. Well, I don't know if I'd stop it, but I just like.
Okay, so listen, he was teasing here. Okay, he's a very clever guy. He's tall, 6 foot, dark skin. He gets girls, like he says, and probably more than likely he doesn't have to try very hard. So what that means is he kind of already knows his way around women, right? He doesn't have to do too much. And that's where the problem actually starts. Because he doesn't have to do too much, sometimes a lot of women will fall into the trap of either playing way too hard to get or being way too easy because they so fancy him, right? Because he's such a good looking guy, quote unquote. He's 6 foot, blah, 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 blah. But what he was asking was what we call a baited question, right? Now, this is all about the dark arts. He was asking a baited question. And in the baited question, what you're really doing is you're testing to see how malleable and how conformable and how easily led somebody is. So when you put the hypothetical, what would you say about, kissing on the first date, right? It's a simple question. How do you feel about it? Now, if you got good boundaries, you might, like she was starting to say, hey, you know what? Not on the first date, it's not my kind of thing, right? Now, she could have played with it and be like, not on the first date, but you get 2 or 3 dates, you might get a little kiss. That's being playful with it. That would have been a nice answer. But then look what actually happens. And I want you to pay attention to this because it may play a problem later on in a relationship. It may not. But if you're somebody who does this, I want you to pay attention because this is how you get played. Okay? Listen to it again. All right? I'm just going to go slightly back again to answer.
It's the first night.
Okay.
Let's wait.
Yeah. Would you pause that? You'd stop that.
I'd probably, yeah. Well, I don't know if I'd stop it, but I just like.
Oh, you wouldn't stop it.
Not just.
Listen, look. As much as they're playing the game right now, he's gaining information. He asked her the question about whether she would, whether she would have a kiss or not, right? And she said, well, I wouldn't have it. Our first date, it's a situation where I don't want to, get into that, right? And literally, he was like, oh, so you would? She was like, oh, I would stop it, and he was like, oh, so you would stop it, and she was like, well, and she kind of went back, and that's when I knew it straight away. The girl doesn't have any experience in Rizz, none, because the answer could have been smooth. It could have been, listen, wait till if you get to date number 2, number 3, if you get here long enough, then maybe we'll see what we can do, right? When we will see what happens. But you got to connect with me, right? That would have put him on the back foot. That would have made sure that he had the pressure. But immediately she started stumbling and she said one thing, then went back on it. Whenever you start something and go back on it, you lose all the power you had. So if you say that, first date, that's not a kissing thing for you because you don't look too easy, that's fine. But make sure then you don't go back on it by saying, I don't know if I'll stop it. Because once you do that, you give the power over to the other person. And when you start dating someone, when you first start dating them, there is a power dynamic that happens between the two of you. You oftentimes are jostling and shifting. And so because nobody knows each other, nobody knows who the other person is. So you've got to really be aware of that. So when I saw her do that and flake, I said, oh, you're a flaker, which means you don't hold true to your needs and your wants. Whenever you start that, that's a downhill spiral that's willing to happen and willing to go. So play a little bit more and then we'll talk.
You know, I wouldn't want to, you know. Why'd you ask?
Huh?
Just hypothetically.
Oh, I don't know. Hypothetical world we're living in right now, yeah?
Right.
Your lips are crazy.
See, it's very, very cute, and I love the flirting. This is nice. Like, he said, like, your lips are crazy, but what he's doing, he's also gaining power in the interaction. Because what it should be is a back and forth. Like, he said, listen, your lips are crazy right now. I can't lie, you know. But he's already won, right? He's already back. He's already won because already earlier on he said something, Rizz her, and she could not give back any Rizz back. You know what I'm saying to you, right? There was no coyness. There was no. And look, sometimes you don't have to say anything. Sometimes it's like, okay. The okay means, oh, I see you, but don't worry, I got you clocked. But when you like go back and forth and you're not really sure what your answer is, you gotta be very careful. That Rizz is strong by Ayo. He knows exactly what he's pulling in. So Mimi, pay attention. Don't let because Ayo's a good-looking boy, handsome, 6 foot plus, dark skin. I don't know how, you know, the brother's a good-looking brother. Okay, smooth, good teeth. You know what I'm saying to you? Like, guy look good, dress well. Don't let that bamboozle you. It's only day one. Right? Don't let that bamboozle you. You may not be kissing him, but if your mind is already lost, talent is a very long road. You know what I'm saying? It's a very long road. So just a little something that I noticed about the two of them, and I said, listen, I thought I'll put it out there. But make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button. If you're somebody who's actually dating right now, and maybe you're not very having much success in the area of dating. Look, I am doing a lot of coaching right now. Reach out to me, sign to my diary. My diary's booked up into the end of June, pretty much, but I'm going to start opening up some more slots. If you're somebody who feels like, you know what, this is the kind of thing that you get into, you're dating people, and then you find out like they kind of rizz you, or you feel like, you know what, they kind of take advantage of you, or they play you, or you end up in situations, because that's my specialty, when they end up in situations, I'm your guy, I'm your coach. Trust me, we will not be in this place by the second or third session, because I'm going to teach you properly. You're not going to be in that same place. You're not going to let Mimi and sit here and be like going back and forth. It's a boundary issue, number one. And it's also a lack of confidence of being able to establish that this is what I believe to be my level, right? When you don't do that, what ends up happening is you end up lying to yourself, deceiving yourself, abandoning yourself. Now, it's really early days. It's only one conversation. Of course, there's more to it. We'll probably find out as we go along. I just noticed that and I was like, the way that Ayo's sharp, he knows how to spot them. And let me tell you this now, men like Ayo, they are hunters and they spot people that have weak chinks in their armor. So I'm not saying he's going to play her. I'm not saying he's definitely going to do her dirty, but I'm saying that if there was this case, I can see how it's going to happen. Right? So make sure you like, subscribe, click on that bell button for notification of uploads. We appreciate you guys. And we'll see you again soon. Much love and appreciation.